Great. So all those asynchronous students now will have the recording. So guys, I'm 62 years old and I'm learning how to deal with the complexity of tech on the fly. You are all much younger and you may take all of this for granted and smile and go, boy, he's having a rough time. Yes, but a lot goes wrong here and I'm still learning how to deal with all this complexity. But this is the world we live in. It's incredibly complex and tech is everywhere. So I think so far we're okay. What I want to be able to do now that I know that everybody is connected, we have the in person group all here, we have the synchronous group connected via audio only today. Sorry, guys, you're only going to get audio unless this works. And I might be able to get my camera. Okay, Katie, do you see me now on this? You should. And then we might great, okay, so I'm gonna have to hang out here because 'cause we're on my laptop camera. Good. Normally, when everything's working, the camera back there is shooting this, we see the whole room, I can move the cameras around, and we can go over to the board over there, and students are taking notes, and we see everything up here, but as long as you can hear me, that's critical, and as long as you can see me, that's pretty good. That means everybody will be able to engage with the class in person, synchronous, and asynchronous. I'm going to speak a little bit longer just to introduce this class so that you have a sense of what you have entered into. And let me just bring back this while I do a little bit of stick handling on the fly. Good. You'll have that nice view. That hasn't affected the recording. Great. Okay. Short History of the World has two cohorts, two groups. Students. It's fully enrolled. 116 students are in this class. Many of them will not be coming to the live class. They're watching the recordings. Are all of you familiar already with the announcement that I put on DC Connect about how this class is structured and how flexible it is? Would you like me to explain a little bit for all of you, or just raise your hand if I will, okay? Now that I have you here, I'm going to explain a little bit, okay? Just so you know, we're going to take it very slowly. At least we have a class now connected enough to have a good full class. This is a new kind of classroom. We believe at Durham College that over the years, as I've been working on this with the tech team here, that we become kind of a global leader in flexible education. You will not find anywhere in the world today an educational institution that you can walk into and you can be told by your professor, you can engage in this class week to week any way you like. You can come in person, you can watch online or interact online as the students in the Cosmos are doing now, or you can watch the recordings. And all of that as well will be available to you in one folder. The recordings are in high definition. They're well produced. You can hear things clearly. It's not amateurish. It's not education catching up with tech. It's us understanding we need to be more sophisticated so students have a flexible opportunity in education. So that means week to week, you can come in person, you can join online, you can watch the recordings. And that's something new in the way that we do this. But what's new on top of that is the extent of the interaction that we have in the actual in person classes. So you are being, in a way, rewarded all through the semester for coming in person. You will have the least amount of week to week work to do. You will have the same amount of assignments to do as everybody else, but the participation marks that you receive each week for just coming to the class are much better than those who are just joining online. It's a hybrid, asynchronous classroom. So I want you to know that you have choice in this space, and that when things are done with technology, generally it's going to be something pretty as sophisticated as we can make it so that your educational experience is really modern and one in which you're going to be able to have a classroom that's available to you 24/7. Not just Zoom. This is not Zoom. You will see as we unfold this classroom for you this today and in the next couple of weeks. I just want to speak about the global classroom a little bit, what you're entering, then I can tell you about the course. But I'm going to put a little bit of tension into the class right now. You will always be allowed to bring your devices and your computers into this classroom, for sure. I'm never going to tell you to shut things off. But my hope is that as you begin to understand what you've entered into for the in person group, you will immediately want to come sit here in this space and you will want to pay attention to me and what all the others are saying. And you're going to want me to give you the microphone because you're going to want to say something. I have 2 more microphones. They're working too today. I usually have a microphone on my a headset, sort of like TED style, but I didn't have time to put it on. I'm just going with what works today. The idea is that you're going to want to interact. And this may be new for you in a classroom. You may be used to an education in which you receive a PowerPoint, you receive information. And in very good classes that you have, because there are very good professors here, there will be discussion. But the conversational depth that we're going to have here and with the people online, and the level of reflection that you will be doing when you write your weekly discussion posts and write your essays. No exams, no tests. It's all writing and reflecting. You are going to begin to see that your mind, the human mind, that is the greatest instrument on this planet, is something that you've barely tapped into yet, and you're going to want to engage with other humans. And you might start to understand something about the world we're living in now, which is a lot of the time you don't think, you react. You have your device, you have your laptop open, you are fed information. And when you are bored, you don't reflect or you don't think, you immediately go to Instagram, to a website to keep you excited, to keep you stimulated. Come on in, okay? Just roll right in there. So, before we even start talking about history, and I tell you about the course, and before we even begin to think about the semester, I want to make you a little bit uncomfortable for the moment. Uncomfortable around the fact that we must not become slaves to our machines. Now, the story I'm going to be telling you through all of human history, going all the way back to the Big Bang and how the human race rose, how we came to this planet, how we began to build civilizations and societies, and who had the ring, who was Frodo, and who wasn't. Lord of the Rings analogy, you get? Okay? Who's got the ring of power? Who does? What societies were powerful? What weren't? Who, who are the important people in the story of humanity? What are the important events? What are the big ideas that really matter? One thing you're going to see throughout this whole story is we humans love to make things. We love to build things. We love to create tools and we love to create machines. And we are living now, you and I and everybody, in the most accelerated moment in the history of human society in which we are in a race right now to create the smartest machine in history. That's artificial intelligence. I would say it's augmented intelligence, not artificial. You might think as I speak that I'm bringing in fear into this. I'm making you a little bit worried about the future. Yes and no. When you start to see the story of how we got here in 10,000 years, just 10,000 years of human society, that's when it began. 10,000 years ago, around the great rivers on this planet, the Nile and the Yangtze and the Tigris and the Euphrates and the Indus River, which is now India and Pakistan. You're going to see we love to create. But now, how do we go forwards? What is your future going to be like? What is your life going to be like in the next 80 to 100 years or so? You might even live beyond 100. Just this week, Vladimir Putin, the Russian leader, and Xi Jinping in China had a big military parade in Beijing, along with the North Korean leader. And we got a bit of hot mic stuff. And you hear about this? What Vladimir Putin and Xi Jinping were talking about privately? They got caught on a hot mic. These guys who hate cameras, hate microphones, highly controlled society. Vladimir Putin was talking to Xi Jinping about, well, is it possible organ transplants can extend your life? And Xi Jinping is telling him, yeah, we might be able to live to 150. They didn't announce this to the world. This was caught on a hot mic. Just check the news. This is not conspiracy. It reminds me so much of the Epic of Gilgamesh as we go back in history, and you will see the first leaders, the first god kings, who just wanted to be immortal. And then they had to learn no, they're just human, like the rest of us. What a future we are facing when our authoritarian dictatorial leaders in the world are talking about immortality. Imagine if they were able to use the machines and artificial or augmented intelligence to begin to control the world more. Wouldn't they love that? So, how did this all happen? How did we get to this point in history? 2025, when the climate is changing, when mental health has been through the roof in all the big cities in the world, when half this class probably have clinical or diagnosed mental health conditions and are taking medication and don't know how to live in this world. What about the extension of our lives and wanting to live now until we're into our hundreds? It's a remarkable, disturbing, fascinating, exciting time to be alive. And what I'm going to try and help you to understand is, how did this happen? How? In just 10,000 years, which is a drop in the bucket in terms of cosmic time. 4.5 billion years this planet has been here. The dinosaurs were here for 200 million years and got blasted away by a huge object from outer space that hit what is now Mexico, the Yucatan Peninsula. And they died because of climate change. They couldn't adapt. We humans, we've only been human for 200,000 years. We've only been speaking for about 100,000. We've only had written language for about 7,000. And meanwhile, we are already taking off and we're the first spacefaring species. What's going on? Who are we? Who are you as a human being? Now, I'm going to stop for a moment because I want to gradually bring you in. My responsibility whenever I walk into this room every Friday is to earn your attention, earn your respect, earn your eyes looking at me and all the others so that I know that you're paying attention and you actually want to be here. What you will learn in this course, this whole semester, as we begin to explore starting next week, going all the way back to the Big Bang, 13.7 billion years ago, and I take you chronologically through all the important events. What does it mean to be a human being? What is a human being? You may think that's
Hey
a
Alexa,
very
what does it mean to
abstract,
be a human being?
way out there philosophical question.
Human being can have a couple
But
meanings.
actually,
Any individual of the genus Homo, especially a member of the species Homo sapiens,
somebody
is
has their microphone
distinguished
on
from other
in the
animals or
cosmos from a planet somewhere. Just a second. From a planet. Okay, there was life on a planet, but now the planet has. Okay, great. Thank you. Okay. We don't want to look at this thing. It's, oh, God. So hold on a second. Let me just do this for a second and I'll get this back. Uh, and I'll bring everything back that was supposed to be here so you can see there's the paper that I was referring to, AI 2027. We gotta see the planet. Uh, and we can always check in there. And great. Okay. We'll leave that. And hold on, I'm going to do a little bit even fancier. We'll get the notes going shortly. Come on, we can do this. For some reason, that's not happening today. Okay, so we'll get the notes going in a moment. Do you know that employers, Amazon, Shopify, among other big companies, now in their job interviews are starting to ask, well, what can you do? What's your name? Nora? Okay, Nora, okay. Ni- Ni- Nima, thank you. Nima, Nora, and let's get your name nice, loud, and clear.
Brandon.
Brandon. Okay, Brandon. So Brandon, Nora, Nima, Nora, Nima. I can remember that. Okay, the ends, and then Lucas, Ben. Okay, Ben, Lucas, the two ends. Nima, Nora, and Brandon. Do you know that if you went to an interview today for Amazon, Shopify, they will ask you, what can you bring to the company that the AI can't? Now, this is an interesting moment. You are being asked in a job interview to explain what you can do that a machine can't. We've arrived at this moment in history, which is, oh, humans have created these machines. But now the machines are starting to replace us. Oh, maybe that's good. Maybe if we become proficient at how to use these machines, we will be more employable. But if we're not proficient and we don't understand what makes a human being special, unique, irreplaceable, no machine can replace this. If you don't understand that, welcome to your little nightmare of your life which is you go from job interview to job interview, and you're not getting hired because you can't explain what you bring here that is special, that a machine can't bring. Wow. Who created these machines? We did. We want them, but maybe we have to manage them. So all of this comes back to the idea of who am I as a human being in today's world? What makes me so amazing as a human being that no machine, no device, nobody can replace me? Okay, I'm going to stop for a second because I've got a brave student who's raised a hand. Okay, go ahead, Nima. Nima,
I think.
hold the microphone,
Oh
okay?
my god.
And any of you that want to start to come in, you're welcome to it, but you don't have to. You just arrive. This may even be your first class in college. It's okay if you would rather sit at the back, but I'm going to essentially be engaging more of the students here, okay? Go ahead.
Okay. I just want to say that creativity. We create that AI. Why we can't create another things that better than AI?
Well, Nima, one thing you will learn about our story, there are the chapters of the story that I will present to you. If you look at the final chapter called Evolution, you will start to understand Nima better. We will, because we constantly change and evolve. And so there's a very good chance that we will create something better. However, you still have to ask the difficult questions of what exactly are we creating? Why do we create this? So change and evolution are so important. And I'm going to be telling you in the third one, when we get to the can okay, hold on. Thanks. What's your name? Kevin, thanks for letting me know, Kevin. Okay. Let me get the microphone back, folks. I have to, we'll get this all worked out. Excellent. Now you can hear me, okay? Thanks for letting us know, Maddie and Kevin was watching on the screen. Everybody, the tech today is not perfect, but it's enough for us to get going. Um, what I just wanted to say in response to what Nima said, Nima essentially said we could create something better, couldn't we? We humans. He's right. And we will, because we do. And that's what you are going to learn. For example, one thing you will see when we look at the ascent of humanity in 2 weeks, those are the chapters up there, okay, that I will be going week to week. Next week will be where we begin. 13.7 billion years ago, the Big Bang, right up until 7 million years ago. I'm going to blast through 13 billion years to get us to the beginning of humans. But I need to present the story of how did the planet take shape and what is this thing called nature? Because we're living at a time when humans are fundamentally changing the natural world in ways that no creature on this planet has ever done. That's climate change. That's just the tip of the iceberg. Longer lifespans. That's another tip of another iceberg. In Ascent of Humanity, when I go from 7 million years ago, which is the great divergence, it's the point when we humans began to diverge from our primate ancestors in the Great Rift Valley in Africa. I'm going to be talking increasingly of a theory of evolution from Charles Darwin and someone you've never heard of before, probably. His name is Alfred Russel Wallace. Have any of you ever heard of Alfred Russel Wallace? He's the other Charles Darwin in this story. I'm going to be talking a lot about evolution and change on the planet. For those of you who are religious, and you're out there, I know, okay. I don't care what religion it is, or you may be atheist, agnostic, but there are Muslims, there's Jews. I'm a Jew. There are lots of Muslims, lots of Christians, lots of Hindus, lots of Buddhists, lots of everybody. Religion's very, very, very important. However, let me break the news. There are two fundamental forces in this story of humanity on planet Earth that humans have created: the power of science and the power of religion. Science is the attempt to understand how things really are with evidence. And we know for certain now, through genetic science, through anthropology and archaeology and all the natural sciences, that yes, evolution on planet Earth is true. We come from other creatures, and it happens slowly, but we do. And we still have the parts of them in our bodies. And it's all contained in the thing called the genome. In every one of your cells, whether it's in your blood or your brain or your bones or anywhere in that cell, is the genome, which is right in the nucleus there. Every single one of those billions of cells in your body, there are 25 to 26,000 genes. They're all arranged like a ladder in a thing called deoxyribonucleic acid. And in there, in all those genes, is all the coded information of how we should look, how we should behave, what we should do. And of course, we humans, being the curious ones that we are now living at a time where we're splicing up the genome and inserting new genes in there to create new creatures. Science and religion do not have to be at war with each other in this classroom. For those of you who are truly people of the book, you pray 5 times a day as a Muslim. You go to the synagogue as a Jew. You believe in the Holy Trinity as a Catholic. Or you could be Presbyterian, or you could be Christian or Baptist or whatever denomination of Christianity that you are. You will never in this classroom be disrespected. However, I'm asking you, those who bring to this classroom all sorts of biases and assumptions about the story of what's been going on planet Earth, please, please just take a moment to open yourselves to science, to understand that these two things, the human desire to know the truth and the human desire to understand God or the gods, they don't have to be in conflict. But I will say finally to this question of what you will see through the whole semester, if you're among the religious in this classroom, online as well, or in the recordings, please have the courage, as other students have done over the semesters, to come and explain to students why my religion is so important to me. There are a lot of students who are not religious, and they will need to hear, being students who love science, as we should today, they may not understand fully why you truly believe in Christ. They might not even know what Allah means. When you say Muhammad to them, blessed be his name in Islam, they may just think it's another person in a class. They may not understand the Prophet Muhammad and who he was and what Saudi Arabia was and how he came out of a particular time and place. Long after the Christians did, long after the Jews did, because the Jews came first, then the Christians, then the Muslims in terms of believing in one God. But we all need to understand religion. And we will see through the story, in terms of the amazing people that have come and gone in the human story, that it has often been the religious prophets who have been the bravest, who have allowed themselves to be burned at the stake or stood in the Roman Forum 2,000 years ago while they were being persecuted and allowed themselves to be mauled by an animal or bludgeoned by a gladiator because they just believed. Well, that ain't going anywhere. It's still with us, guys. It's going to be with us all the way through our story. So, what is it? What's going on in religion? You're going to really understand that. Okay, let me stop for a second and make sure that all of you have a chance to ask some questions now. And I want to just check in and see everybody online is good. You can hear us. First, in a moment, everybody is going to rise, not yet, and we're going to do the first little activity, okay? So just get ready, okay? Bring some energy into the room. Does anybody have a question? Anything they'd like to say at this point about anything that I've said? And you do not have to say anything. Maybe you have a very practical question. Take care, Brandon. See you again. You might wonder about the course or just how are you going to be marked. But does anybody have anything they'd like to say? You don't have to. I'll carry on. You're going to meet each other shortly in a speed activity. I'm going to bring the microphone over to a student here and go ahead and just give your name.
My name is Avery Rose, and Avery Rose. Avery Rose. It's all one thing. You can call me Avery if it's easier to remember. Thank you. It's more of a comment, if that's okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, guess to start, I was fascinated when you said that as humans we're builders, we're creators, and it reminded me of a lot. Like I took art history, I think a while ago, and just what you're saying reminded me of it. Like from what I from what I've seen before, we humans. I'm sorry if I start to sound a little like a
No,
philosopher.
this is a, let me just check. This should be working too now. Katie, can you hear me on the microphone now? Just put a yes in if you can. Good. Could you hear Avery Rose when she was speaking? She just said something that's important. Good. Now it's working, and I can hand out the other in a moment. So
Yeah.
this is a very philosophical course, Avery Rose. We're talking about meaning of the human being.
This is new for me. I'm not exactly a philosophy person, but just thinking back to like my old art history courses and things I've learned through other courses as well, and just living here on planet Earth.
Yes.
It's that we humans, well, as sad as it is, we have as much as we're both creators and destroyers. We've unfortunate as it is, and which I keep seeing plastered across headlines almost daily.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
Good.
But what I like about almost this, like throughout history, we've both created beautiful things like the Renaissance the and like history, art, like.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we're just almost destroying, either out of fear or greed. Like, look at the environment. What we've done with indigenous nations when we first started the treaties, the residential schools. It's the genocides, Rwanda. It's terrifying to think. But
Yes, it is.
I guess in a way that's what kind of makes this course so special. Like it reminds me of a song from Hairspray. Sorry, I'm a big theater person.
Yeah. Yeah.
Film.
Yeah.
The song "I Know Where I've Been." That's kind of what this course does. It helps us recall where we've been.
Yeah.
It can help us figure out where we're going, because also at this point we're trying to re- repair the damage we've done to the environment.
Yes, we are.
We're trying to
Yes, we are.
not make amends, then at least come to terms with what we've done to our fellow humans over the past centuries. And it's almost beautiful and touching in a way how we're trying to balance out our destructive nature with our creative nature as well.
She should be teaching with me. But maybe you will now start to get a sense of the wisdom that lies in all of you when you pay attention and you care. Now, I'm going to see if you're going to take me up on this suggestion, okay? Avery Rose, do you like to write?
Yeah,
Do-
more creative than nonfiction.
How's your handwriting? Is it pretty good?
Maybe you should take a look at my notes and I'll let you judge.
Would you be prepared to do something like this? And I'll show you. Normally, the camera would now come over here and the guys would see this close up online. But we'll say today's first piece of wisdom, because everybody wants to be wise. Everybody wants to be Gandalf. But unfortunately, Gandalf perished. Now, Avery, how we spell Avery? A-V?
Yeah, I can come over and write if it's
Exactly. That's what I was hoping she would say. Here we go. Now we're going to start to see how this is going to work, okay? So could you do me a favor, Avery Brooks? Just write down your name and then write down afterwards what you think we need to remember about what you said in the best way that you can, okay? And when you write, you can do this, okay? And then when you want to write, you just do that.
Okay, that makes
And
sense.
as you're doing that, everybody, you're going to be live in front of all of your peers watching you write. But guess what? You are going to be doing one of the most beautiful, powerful, important things in human history. You are a human writing words. And you will see around 7,000 years ago when we created the written word and how we use this to send knowledge around the world, that this was maybe the most important revolution in human history, the ability to write. And you're going to be doing it. And you're going to be writing English, but it could be many other language, but you're going to be putting symbols down. You know those because you were taught an alphabet, and those symbols represent sounds. And instead of talking, you can be writing. Did you know that talking came first? And then we gradually began to realize, how do we get all that stuff that we're saying onto a piece of paper? So we invented writing. Well, let her write now her thoughts, because you will see a human being doing something that is so magnificent and so important, but also doing something that we're losing today. Many of us can't write with our hands anymore. They need the machine. Okay, so let's let her carry on with writing some wisdom, and let's see if there are any more questions. Otherwise, I'm going to get you up on your feet shortly. And we have, by the way, now we have all of our 3 microphones working, and there's juice in this one, which means battery. So Avery had a microphone. You still have yours, right, Avery? Yeah, good. I have mine. You don't have to. If you are confused, you're wondering, what are you doing here? And for those of you online and here who have already disappeared into their machines and are no longer in the present moment in this classroom, but are off on Instagram, somewhere else, I'm giving you the chance to speak, but you don't have to. Excellent. Just give your name, okay? And tell us a little bit about what you would like to say. Go ahead.
I go by Olive, but my real name is Owen.
Owen?
The one thing I do recall you speaking about is interviewers asking what you can do better than technology.
Yes, yes.
The thing that the human mind and body can do better than technology is we can react to things better than any technology can. You have to put receptors, we have to put reactors, we have to put multiple different electronics into a system to react to something
Yeah.
and we can have a more mental reaction to it compared to to an AI's more robotic reaction.
Sure, sure.
We can react to someone's personal or mental action with our own like organic reaction to
Yeah,
what they're
yeah.
talking about.
But you know, the employers are also saying that you have to demonstrate what you bring that a machine can't, but you also have to demonstrate how you're going to use these machines, use AI as a way to make things more productive at this company. And this is where it gets complicated, Owen, but you have a good point. Let me speak to something on this very point that will start happening probably right after this class. Every week, I will be asking you to post a discussion post after the class. For those of you who come in person, all you have to do is pose a question. That's it. Question. They're nicely written on the discussion board. It's already there in the DC Connect for you, discussion board number 1. And that's it. And you get your 5 out of 5 or 2.5%. And if you come every week in person, that's all you have to do. Avery Rose already has her 5 out of 5 because the student who does the notes, they never have to do anything else but do those notes. But you will all have a chance to do that too. So when you come in person, that's what you do. As soon as I start seeing the questions there, those dozens and dozens of questions, I will start to ask myself my first question. Am I grading a machine here or am I grading a person? Did this person have ChatGPT write that question for them or did that person write the question? So what am I grading here? Am I grading a machine or am I grading a human? That's the beginning. For those who are online, if they want their participation marks, like Brad and Aya and the others who are in the Cosmos right now, if they want fully 5 out of 5 every week, they're going to have to do what the asynchronous students do. Just by showing up online, 3 out of 5 they get. If they don't do anything else, they don't do the question or anything, that's all they get, 3 out of 5. But the asynchronous students, when they watch the recording, they have to watch the recording, look at the resources. They have to pose a question, and they have to explain from 200 to 200 or 225 to 250 words why they posed that question. That's how they'll get their 5 out of 5. Throughout all of that, week to week, I'm going to be struggling with this question. And I haven't even gotten to the assignments yet. There are 3 assignments in this course, essays, with 20%, 15%, 20%, 30%. Every single time I look at a student who is writing something, I will have to say, can I trust this student? Imagine me, the educator. In all the years I've been teaching, I had another career before this, but I've been here for about 15 years. I never had to ask this question to this extent. Any platform I use, like Turnitin, any other thing I use to check for plagiarism, they're not good enough anymore. The researcher who is part of AI 2027 from OpenAI, who's left OpenAI to tell us about some of the threats, he may have been part of the very team that created this platform, AI ChatGPT, that allows you to cheat your way through life. Never think. Just talk to your machine. Get your machine to do everything for you. Can I have a burrito right now from DoorDash? Get me a burrito. Your machine immediately goes into your spreadsheet and can see if you can afford it. Then your machine can immediately call DoorDash, and DoorDash is at your door, and your machine knows what you want on your burrito. So you don't even have to tell them what you want or if you've changed. Maybe your machine will say, well, do you want to add some peppers today? and I'll get DoorDash here for you. There are many examples that can be given. The reality is, no matter what you tell me, that you are telling me the truth. No matter how many international students whose English is poor tell me that they wrote that, I will have to trust them. But for the ones who really care and say, I didn't and I need help, I will get you the tutor so you can write better for free. For free. Every single thing you write in this course, it's on you, not on me. If you think that going to a machine to help you with spelling, with punctuation, with the little details is just little stuff, then you don't understand that sweating details makes you a better critical thinker. I'm only going to say this once, but I want it recorded. I want everyone to hear this. You need to know how to learn to use these tools well. When Robert Oppenheimer created the nuclear weapon, how many of you seen the movie Oppenheimer? When Geoffrey Hinton created AI, they both were doing something amazingly human. They just wanted to make something powerful and new. But afterwards, they started to realize there are dangers, and they began to warn the world of these dangers. We still have nuclear power, and we always will. We need AI. AI can do such wonderful things in medical science. It's even just discovered a new protein. It can help detect cancer and see cancer cells that humans can't. It can do so much. So your job as a human being is to figure out, when do I bring in the heavy guns? If you're in police foundations and you're going to be a cop and you're going to be carrying around a weapon that can kill somebody, when do I use that powerful tool and when don't I? That's called judgment. The human being brings immense judgment to everything that no machine can. You will have to be the judge of your own writing. And if you begin to hand in things to me in which the sentences are all written by ChatGPT, and I give you a 5 out of 5 or a 20 out of 20 because I didn't have enough time to really check this, good for you. You cheated and you got through. 5 years from now, 10 years from now, just wait at a company when you're asked to do something and you're expected to really think. And you're in a meeting with other people and all the computers are off and they're asking you, tell me from your memory. Let's hear how you critically think. Let's hear how you analyze. Can you articulate anything? Do you actually need to go to Google to remember something? You're not going to be part of our team. You're too dependent on your device. Can you stay there for a second? Thanks, okay? Please use good judgment. When you write your weekly posts or your assignments, if you're heavily stressed and you put off short history of the world until the final minute, and then you decide, I'm really stressed, I got to get this in, and I'm just gonna order my pizza. ChatGPT, Lon wants mushrooms, he wants onions, he wants thinner dough, he wants nice tomato sauce. Could you just send him the pizza and he'll love it? Do you understand the metaphor? It's on you. I will miss things. Those of you who start using ChatGPT to write stuff for this course, you may do well. I will catch some. Finally, I will say, please don't take this that I'm saying never use these things. Just use good judgment. Be mindful. Whenever you're writing something, ask yourself, am I farming out the thinking to somebody or something else just because of my poor time management. If I tell Lon that, maybe he'll get me some help. I'm here to help you, but you have to tell me you need it, okay? That fair? Yeah? Okay. Could you all please stand, and Avery Rose, come back, because you're going to want to be part of this. Thank you so much for doing this, okay? And all of you stand. We're going to do a little activity. Yeah. Yeah, sure. Oh, yeah, no, go ahead. If you have to, here's the plan for the class is we'll always end 15 minutes early, so there won't be a break at the top of the hour. But I didn't tell you that today. So if you need to go for a quick bathroom break or whatever, go ahead. But please come back in 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes. We're going to do an activity together. All right. So go ahead. All right. So let's see what's happening online here. So we've just taken a little 5-minute bathroom break, and we're going to then do an activity. Do any of you have any questions for me? I'm right here, your professor. Let me take a look at the live chat. Yes. That's fine. That's fine. Is it going to be a regular thing? No? That's fine. Sure. Yeah. Okay. Don't forget your question for the discussion post, okay? Okay. And then put it on the discussion board. Yeah, you have a week to do it, but thank you for your comment. Okay. See you next week. Okay. So who's still out there in the cosmos? Who's actually real here? Okay. We have Zeal. We have Vera. Sorry about that. Okay. See the names here. Great. Okay. Thanks, Zeal. So Zeal Veer Akabalan. What a lovely name. Okay. Tyler. And then there's Matthew, Maddie, Katie, Jacqueline, Brad, Arifaya. So help me out, guys, out there in the cosmos. You don't have to turn your cameras on. I understand. I need to know who's actually real right now. Okay. So yeah, Jacqueline, you're real. Good. Okay. And Katie's real. Zeal, Aya. I'm going to assume that Brad. Oh, Brad. Great. Okay. So Brad's real. Let's see. Matthew, are you? Is that planet alive? Matthew, Planet Matthew, Planet M. No, he's gone. He's walking the dog. Okay. So let's see. Zeal. How do you? Veer Akabalan. Did I pronounce that correctly? Veer Akabalan, or why don't you try jumping on your microphone for a second and let's see if our speaker is working here. Hold on a sec. Could you, Veer Akabalan, could you just say your name into your microphone? Let's see if it's working. Yeah, go ahead. I'm just adjusting the speaker here. So let's see if it's working. Go ahead.
It's Veera Kabalan.
Lovely. It's working. Could you say that again, please?
It's Veera Kabalan.
Veer Kabalan. Great. So the speaker's working. So everybody online, Kevin or Katie and others, just know that we can now hear you when you speak, which is good. Okay? Excellent. Okay. So I'm going to give all of you some directions. And then when the students are back in a couple of minutes, I'm going to be doing an activity with them. And then we're all going to take this up together. So I would like all of you to think for a moment of why you chose to take Short History of the World. And I'm just going to ask you to make a simple statement, but please write it well. And I'm expecting you to use good judgment, meaning please do not just throw some notes into ChatGPT and ask it to deliver you sentences. That's not real thinking. I need you. Oh, thanks, Kevin. Yeah. Oh, thanks. There's a reason, Kevin. Normally they would be able to, but we're having a little difficulty today. What she's written is will be made as a PDF, and that will be available on DC Connect for you. But I can tell you what she's written. I just can't. The camera's not. The student's actually asking what is engaged. She wrote, okay, the slide says, Kevin, today's first piece of wisdom comes from Avery Rose. And she wrote, we need to remember where we've been, so to live in an age where we are coming to terms with what we've done and trying to fix some of the damage we've done, balancing our destructive nature with our constructive nature. Yeah, she got that. So she is putting her finger on a very important force that we're going to be looking at through the semester in terms of different societies, is how we can maintain our constructive, positive, I might even call it love, which is a word you don't hear much of in classrooms, when the fact is that we often destroy so much too. How do we balance that, the destructive and the constructive? That's what she wrote. She wanted to find that balance. But just remember, Kevin, that these live PowerPoint slides, if you will, that's what I think of them as we do them. It will all be available to you to study on DC Connect. Okay, is that good, Kevin? Do you understand? Yeah. Oh, great. Okay. Kevin Garland. Is that the Kevin? Oh, you're in the class. Now this guy is on top of tech. Thank you, Kevin. Okay. Kevin, what program are you in? Great. Thank you for, playing around. That's great. Okay, so you know what? We don't have to wait for the others to come back. Could you come up and just get on your feet? And I'm going to move you around a little bit, and I'm going to tell you what to do. But first, you just get up and stand and get a feeling for that, and you can stretch a little bit and just feel your feet. We humans, we are bipedal. We're not quadrupeds like your dog and the squirrels. Once upon a time we were, when we were primates and the Great Rift Valley. But anyways, 2 feet, their hands like this. So let me just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Nice and even. Well, now you're going to start to feel a little bit of what makes this class, I think, so much fun. We're going to do a little activity. And the first 11 students, starting from here, are all going to stand shoulder to shoulder in a line, looking that way. So starting with, what's your name? Amelia. So Amelia, could you come over here? And could you come and go next to her? And it's Owen. And then let's just get 11 students shoulder to shoulder. Excellent, excellent. Okay, so 11 students. Let's make sure we have, and it is Nora? Yeah, Nora, okay. Nora over there. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All of you come, and if you have to push the couch, I would like to see a nice line. Now, the rest of you are all going to come and face them, one to each. And you have to stand not far back, but fairly, like enough, because each of you is going to be talking to the other, okay? So you can push this so there's a straight line, gentlemen. Okay, so 11, and it should be 11 facing 11. Okay? Come on, what's your name? Claire? Thank you. Oh, you have to spell that after. You will. I'll get it. So come in. Come all the way in. And I would like you, we'll say Clara for the moment, to face this gentleman. And you're all going to be facing one to one, okay? But you're going to be talking to each other. So I'd like you to be this close, okay? So come right up, okay? I told you it's going to be interactive. You got to get a little closer. Yep. Got to get a little closer to that other human. Human to human. Oh, boy. I'm not going to ask you to look into each other's eyes. But maybe there will be some spark that happens between two that will lead to that later. But all I'm going to ask, this is a little speed introduction. It's going to start with this group explaining to the person in front of them why they they've chosen this class, like what they're hoping to achieve in short history of the world, what they really want to gain from this class. Okay, and spend a minute or two explaining it to him. He listens, and then he explains the same thing to you, and you have a little conversation. You have a little conversation for 3 or 4 minutes about this. Then I'm going to say switch. Have you ever done this activity at all? You have, Avi Rose? Yeah? Okay, good. So it won't be unfamiliar. But what happens is when I say switch, we can get a bit of a train wreck happening, everybody bumping in. So you all have to make one step to the left, okay, at that switch. The problem is here, where do they go? Well, you step and you come around, okay? So you're going to take a step to the left and you're going to come over here and you're going to push her and you're going to take a step to the left, okay? Make sense? What's your name?
Kayla.
Kayla, thank you, Kayla. Same with Claire. Well, I'll get the correct spelling. You take a step to the left, and as long as everybody takes that step to the left every time I say switch, there won't be the big bunching up train wreck at the end, okay? And gradually, as we do this, we go through this for about 15 minutes. You're going to meet some people, you'll talk about why you're here, and then in the last 5-10 minutes of the class, we're going to take this up, and that will be the class for today, okay? On your marks, get set, go. Okay. So all of you online should have heard my instructions, so you know what's going on with the in-person group. Normally, if everything were working, and I'm speaking now to the cosmos, to all of the onliners, including the ones watching the recording later, you would see all of this. But today, because of the way things are going in the global classroom, the camera is only on my laptop, not the cameras in the room, okay? So just know that they're all talking to each other now. So what I want each of you to do is what I've asked them to do. So Jacqueline, is that clear? Do you understand what I'm asking you to do? I want you to think about why you're here and then write that in the live chat. Let's make sure our cosmos is actually okay, hold on. I'll go back to let me go to Brad. I think Brad, you still here? Oh, great. Okay, good. Good. Excellent. Brad, you understand? Jacqueline, understand? Yeah, good. Jacqueline says she understands. So Jacqueline, please write well when you write in the live chat, not just quick thoughts. Okay, I'm looking for complete sentences. Same, Brad. Does anyone have any questions of me, of what I'm asking you to do? All right, I'm here. If you have any questions. Okay, switch. One step to the left. Yes. Yes. Switch. One step to the left. Come around, Claire. Yeah. Come around. Remember, one step to the left, and it will get you to a new person. Okay, you shouldn't be bunching up. Let's see. You good? Everybody good? You guys are okay. It's Kayla? Kayla? Or, you're good? Everybody good? Keep going with the new person. Start again. Okay? So if you have stepped to the left, then show me where you were before. Okay? So you're there and you've come around. Okay? Okay, good. You go to the left. That's right. You go to the left. That's right. That's right. Yeah. Keep going to the left. For now, For now, you are one person, okay, with her. All right, that's the way we'll solve it. Just go ahead, talk to a new person. All right, okay. It's always a problem bunching up. Okay, let's see. Oh, Jackie's already got something in there, so I'm going to come back and forth between the group and the onliners. But first, let me just bring in the space station because I always like to see the space station. Yeah. All right. There we go. Okay. Now, I'm just going to speak to the students asynchronously for a moment. Those of you who are watching the recording only, remember, you have 225 to 250 words to write to explain why you asked your question. You may find as you are listening, watching the class, hearing what the students say, the live chat is available to you in the DC Connect folder. So if you want to see what the students are saying right now, it's right there in front of you, okay? Just click on class 1 chat and you will see what Brad is saying and what Katie is saying and Jackie is saying, and Jacqueline. And as for the notes that we make on the big board here, that's available to you, called class 1 notes. So you can click on that. So everything is available to you. So again, I'm speaking to the asynchronous students now, okay? The in-person group is in front of me. They're live. The synchronous students are now putting their comments in the live chat, but it's the asynchronous students, and there are a lot of you out there just watching the recording. Check the live chat and check to see what students are saying. That may help you in your reflection, okay? So, let's see. Katie, yeah, you love folklore. Katie, I think you're going to like next week's class when we look at where we begin and we look at creation myths. We're going to look at the Big Bang and the scientific story of creation, but we're also going to look at some of the myths, folkloric myths from different cultures. So perhaps you want to come in person next week, Katie, but it's up to you, okay? So let's keep this going in the live chat. Good. Keep them coming. Okay, switch. One step to the left. One step to the left. One step. That's it. That's it. Good. Keep going. Okay, we seem to be. You have a problem? Okay, if it's a problem, then two become one. And this is where some spark may happen. Here, you two become one on one, okay? That's the trick, okay? Go for it. Keep going, guys. Yep. Let's see if there's it could be that we need to do two. So Nora, who's the new person for you? She's supposed to be talking. Okay, so then we're going to put Avery Rose and Kevin together talking to Nora. Okay, and we're going to put, what's your name? Prince? We're going to put Prince and Adele. Prince, Adele Boucher. Yeah, I saw your email. Adele and Prince talking to Ava. Good. Okay. Good. Okay. You're gonna still remain with him. Okay. Yeah. That's how we'll do it. You are now one person, Prince. This is your other half. Okay. Great. Okay. So we're having fun with this, and let's make sure now the cosmos, the planets. Let's see who's there. Maddie? Oh, good, good. I see Maddie. I'm just scrolling now, okay? Maddie. So, Maddie, I took this class as a Gen. I thought it would be a good class to learn more about world history. I also feel like this class will be less stressful and more peaceful because it's flexible. Yep, absolutely. Good, Maddie. It should be less stressful. However, there's going to be a lot of exciting discussion that could get not angry, but stimulating. So you might find your head buzzing after the class, Maddie. Students have told me that. Okay, Jackie, we need historical literacy. Absolutely. Absolutely. Great, guys. Who am I missing here? Zeal, Tyler. Good, good. Okay, good. Tyler, I'm going to trust you're working on things. Arifa. Yeah, okay. All right, keep going. We're going to take this up in about 5 minutes. Okay, excellent. Okay, I will. Let's. You know what, Maddie? Good question. I will do that. I, hold on a second, okay, Maddie? Just okay. Switch. One step to the left. Keep it moving. One step to the left. Yep. Keep going. One step to the left. Yeah. Let's see if we get a train. That's what you come around. It's okay. I can help. And two become one, three become one. Let's see. Good. I'll let it's Kayla, right? Kayla. Good. She'll direct. Maddie, you know what I'd like you to do is, can you jump on your microphone because I want to see if that's working? And would you just do a little
Yep. Can you
test?
hear me?
Great. Okay. Good. So you
Perfect.
know what I'm going to do is, when we're taking things up, I'm going to ask you to um, uh, repeat what you've just written for all the
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay? Yeah. All right.
Perfect.
Good.
Thank you.
Great. Okay. Keep going. Almost done. We're going to take it up shortly. Yep. I'm talking to the onliners. There you go. All right. So let's see. We have Avery Rose. Avery Rose. Okay. We need to remember we've been to live in an age where we're trying to fix, yeah. Fixing damage. Yeah. Very good. Very good. Okay. So everybody should now be in the live chat. We're going to take this up momentarily. Oh, good, Arifa. Did I pronounce it correctly? Arifa. Or Ari? Is Arifa the correct pronunciation? Yeah, great. Okay. Showed. Yeah, absolutely. You're going to actually learn about the beginnings of food production in this, Arif. It was a revolution in human history, the development of agriculture, and how we started to create our own food. Okay, everybody, please go back to your seats. We're going to take this up. Go ahead. Go ahead. And Avery Rose, would you be able to take your position next to the smartboard and continue? Okay. You're the scribe today. Great. Are you okay with that, Avery Rose? Yeah? Good. Yeah. And your handwriting is good. It's clear. So I'm just going to show you. Hmm? When I ask you to move the slide, just do this, okay? That's all you have to do. You see that? Yeah, okay, and that's it. And you know how to rub it off, right? You just use your hand if you want. Okay, so that's great. Things are moving along. Normally, I like to do this activity a little longer to have you meet more people, but there's only 10 minutes left, and I like to keep things a little shorter rather than longer. You know, less is more, as we say. So first, let me just, before we take this up, I just want to make sure everybody's good with the idea that next week when we have the class and start the big story, I'll be giving a little lecture before we do our activity. We will not have a break at the top of the hour. There will be no break, but at that, if there's a moment during the class when you really have to go, just go, okay, to the washroom and come back. But I'll expect that when we start the class, we're going to start it. We're going to go down to the beach with our surfboards and we're going to hit the waves, and we're not coming back to the beach until the end of the class, okay? But if you really, really have to go, go. And if you find that you have to go because you've just received this urgent text message, please be mindful, use good judgment, and try and stop yourself from reacting to what the machine is asking you to do. And ask yourself, do I really need to respond to that message right now? I mean, is it an emergency? Because things tend to feel like they're emergencies when we have our device with us in our hand all day and we're getting messages. Everything feels urgent. Most things aren't, okay? So just ask yourself that. All right, so we have our scribe, and you will learn a lot about scribes and writers in our story when we get into civilization. We need to take this up. What I'm going to do is, now that the tech's working a little bit better, is I'm going to ask Maddie to jump on her microphone and to read to us what she wrote in the live chat, because she also was participating and the speaker is working. So Maddie, could you just go ahead and tell us what you wrote?
Yeah, do you want me to wrote why I took my
Yeah.
idea why I took this
Yeah,
class?
and,
Okay.
and we may ask you some questions, but just read what you wrote, and then that will start us off, okay? Go
Okay,
ahead.
perfect. So I took this class as a general elective. I thought it would be a good idea to learn more about world history, as I didn't really take many history classes in high school, so I thought it'd be more interesting. And I also felt like this class would be less stressful and more of a peaceful learning environment because it's a flexible. So if I don't have the time, I'm busy, I can't join the live meeting, I can always go back and look at the live recordings, or if I had double questions, I can always go back and look.
That's great. Now, here's the next step of what we're going to do. I'm going to ask Avery Rose to create a new slide. Okay, so just take your finger down and think of this for the moment of, we do live PowerPoint slides in this class. Oh, go ahead. Owen's, and we can also default to Kevin. I'll bet Kevin's figured it out. Yes. There we go. Good, Owen. Thanks. One human helps another human. William McNeill, one of our great world historians, said that what separates humans from other creatures is we love to learn together. It's called persistent collective learning. You put a whole bunch of orangutans or a whole bunch of gorillas or monkeys in one room, and it's going to be pandemonium. With humans, put them together, and they sort of figure out some order, and they figure out how to get along, and not always. So we just saw a demonstration of something quite natural and real. One human helping another, instinctively. Okay, so I don't, when I present my lectures starting next week, I do have images and videos and things that I show on the big screen here, but this is not a PowerPoint class, okay? But in terms of the critical information, which PowerPoints do provide, you do need to have some of that for you available. That's what this is. These are live slides that we do together, and this is available to you afterwards, okay, for your reflections. So the slide that we're doing now, that Avery Rose is doing, we're going to title, Why We're Here. And we're just going to put down a few critical points. that come from what you say. And we might kind of increase a little bit of pressure on Avery Rose later by asking her to kind of process what others are saying and then summarize for us. But for now, we'll help you. So, Maddie, would it be fair to say that the critical thing you've said as to why you're here is flexibility of the course format? Is that fair if we were to put that
For
into the note?
sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, for sure.
So, and we'll even attach a name to these when we can. Okay. And that would be you can put just after that, Avery Rose, Maddie, Maddie. Yeah, it's okay. Maddie. Right? Great. Maddie. Lovely. Flexible format. Okay. Let's go in person, but let's try and make this a little bit more fun. We have Avery Rose over there. Who's ready to come up and stand right here and summarize what was discussed among the people that you encountered? And then we will extract the gold from that. But you have to tell us. In other words, you have to use your memory. You cannot, you're not allowed to go to Google or ChatGPT and say, what did we talk about? The human memory now on display. You have to remember it. And then you have to speak it. Who's prepared to do that? Avery Rose has had the courage. Owen's done it. Kevin has done it. Kayla's done it. Nora's done it. And Brendan or Ben and Lucas have almost done it. So Lucas, you ready? You don't have to. It's okay. Please come up. We got a blue jay here. We got a raptor over here. And where's the maple leaf? No, not anymore. Good. Okay. Listen, let's don't break my heart with the Leafs. Okay, please. Now hold like karaoke, okay, so they can hear you nice and clearly. Could you give your name so they can hear you online? Go ahead.
My name's Aaliyah.
Okay.
I found that most of the people I talked to, they wanted something that was different from the program that they were taking. They wanted something that would really cause them to think, to reflect on what they were learning, not just the components of their elected majors. They wanted to find more expansive information about the rest of the world and the other opinions that people had about what they were learning.
A lot of gold there. You guys have to pick it. Okay, so do you feel, Avery Rose, that you could, in a few words, sort of write what Aaliyah just said? We can help you, okay? But that was good, Aaliyah. You're thinking, you're reflecting.
Now I will perform.
Hold on. Expansive knowledge. I'm liking this. We've got semicolons happening. This is good. Yeah. Think and reflect. I have no trouble with that. I think that's pretty. Do you feel that that's a pretty good encapsulation of enough? Thank you very much, Aaliyah. Okay. You want to write? Go ahead and write more. Aaliyah, the name, yeah. Okay, now, Aaliyah, thank you very much. And let's just give Aaliyah a hand and a hand for Avery Rose, because I see our time is very tight. There are two things I want to do before we finish, okay? First, I want to just start a new slide because this is going to be our attendance. Could you just call this on board? Okay, so you can call the slide on board, because before all of you leave momentarily, you will have to go and write your name there. And that way, I will know, as long as you write your full name clearly, you will get your full participation marks, because I will be able to, when I go to provide those marks, I will be able to go to my spreadsheet. I put all this into my spreadsheet after, and I can see, oh yeah, Nora was here, and I see she's done her question on the discussion board. 5 out of 5 for Nora. Oh yeah, Ben was here, Avery Rose was here. I will only know you were here with I have 116 students in this class semester with all of this, if you put it there and that's saved. So you do that usually at the beginning of the class, but today it will be at the end, okay? Everybody goes there in a minute or two. The second thing is that Maddie had a question, right? Maddie, could you just jump on your microphone again and you mentioned something. Was it you, Maddie, about the synchronous thing?
Yes. Yeah, I just wanted to
Okay.
clarify because there's 3 different, like, if
Go
you come
ahead.
to class, if you join the live meeting.
Yeah.
So since I'm joining the live meeting and I'm not watching the recording,
Yes.
what exactly am I supposed to do for the discussion post?
Excellent question. Just by you being in the class online to the end, you receive automatically 3 out of 5. If you want 4 out of 5, you do a question. If you want 5 out of 5, you do what the asynchronous students are doing, is you provide the reason for your question, and that's 225 to 250 words. Is that
Okay,
fair?
that
fair?
clarifies. So if I
Okay.
just want to put my question, I get 4 out
That's
of
right.
5 marks.
That's right.
But if I want to explain it, then I get full 5 out of 5.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, thank you so
Everybody
much.
because that's the critical, for those who are watching. Most of the class are asynchronous. 116 students are in this 2 classes, and today we have 22 in person. We have I don't know, 10 or so online, 32. Do the math. Most people will be watching the recordings. They're going to be working the hardest, but if they choose to come in person, they will benefit. This is, I hope everyone understand. If you have any questions about this format, shoot me an email. Okay? So we need to conclude. We're at our time, always at 1:45. Again, thank you all for your patience today with the tech. Thank you, Avery Rose, for the great work. Go and write your names clearly there. And for those of you online, in terms of how I will remember that you were here, I can see when I save the live chat your names, but just to be safe. Prince? Sure. No, no. You just write it. Yeah. You have to explain your question if you're watching the recordings, but you get your 5 out of 5 if you're here and you write your question. That's it. Okay? You're good. So for those of you online still with us, I just want to make sure I have your names saved. So Maddie, just write your full name out now in your live chat, okay? Same with you, Veer Kabbalan, Arifa, Jacqueline, Katie, Kevin. Oh, Kevin, of course, is here. Matthew, Tyler, and Zeal. Just go ahead and write out your full names. That's right. And then I save this, and then that way I can track everything. Okay, so while the in-person students here are writing their names on the big board, do any of you have any questions for me? Or are you good? Do you know what I'm asking you to do for marks? Maddie had a good question. So if I don't see any comments in the live chat now, or nobody jumps on their microphone, I'm going to assume that
I
all
just
of
have a
you-
quick question, sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Maddie.
Is it due next Friday? Because I see on DC Connect it says the
Thursday.
9th.
It's Thursday, 11:59
Okay.
p.m. So you always have
Okay.
essentially the week, to do the discussion post. But I would recommend that you do it as soon as possible after the class, just so it's fresh in your memory.
Okay, I just seen here on DC Connect, it says September 2nd to the 9th, but maybe that's not when it's actually due. I would just
No,
wanted to
September
double-check
2nd is when I posted. It's available. You'll
Okay.
see if you read it and it's in red, the due date is Thursday, September it should be September the 9th. You should see. Is that, it should say that for you at your end, Maddie.
It says Thursday, September the 11th in red.
Oh, okay, that's right. That's correct. So that's next Thursday, September the 11th. Yep, that's when it's due.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah, it shouldn't be 9, 11. Okay, I'll see you next week, okay, Maddie? Thank you all. All right, I'm going to just save. Give me a second, Avery Rose. I'm just going to save this and make sure we're good. I saved the live chat. Thank you. Take care. I'm going to save the recording. This is stop the recording. That gets saved.